Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Come on in here. This is the place where you're going to find it hot and fresh, locally sourced, responsibly handled, artisanally made just for you. That's right. This is 5 minute a day, 5 day a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse Bible study that you're probably not going to find anywhere else on the interwebs, because this one is MSG free. Promise you that. And today we're looking at Psalm 32. Actually, all this week, we're going to study this Maskil of David. This is an important psalm. It's an important psalm in many ways. My goodness, there are so many things here. So I know that you're going to enjoy studying Psalm 32 with me. So come back every day this week. We're going to do about 2 verses a day, I think, until we get down to the end, and then we'll do 9 through 11 on Friday. But this is an important psalm, and we're just going to jump right into it here. First of all, you'll notice that the introduction to this psalm says a maskil of David. Now, what's a maskil? That is a word, the verbal form of this word, because this is a participle. This participle comes from a verb, and it means to teach or to instruct or to contemplate. So you understand that this is the imparting of knowledge. The verb has the force or the action of imparting knowledge to another person. So a maskil means a teaching psalm. This is a teaching psalm. And so we have in the scriptures 13 maskil psalms. This is the first of those 13. So this is a teaching psalm, and we're going to actually find that this introduction, the idea of maskil, comes to play here in the heart of the psalm, and we'll get to that as we move through. We'll find out exactly what we're being taught. So we have a teaching psalm. We know there's a goal for the teaching. We're going to learn something specific here, so we're going to find out what that is. You'll notice that in verses 1 and 2, we begin with this word blessed. Let me read verses 1 and 2 before I make my comment here. Blessed is the one whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord does not impute iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no deceit. So within the Psalms, within the body of the Psalms, we have 16 different Psalms that contain these beatitudes. I'm going to call them beatitudes. That is, statements that are blessed is, blessed are, blessed be. So speaking of men, the gift of blessedness given to men, and we find it in 16 different psalms. Now, there are lots of verses within those 16 psalms that contain these statements, these beatitude statements. Psalm 1, of course, is the first one. Blessed is the man who. And then Psalm 2 ends with a beatitude. Blessed are all those who trust in the Lord. So those kind of statements we find in 16 different psalms, and there are many verses within those psalms that contain the statements. Here we come to the third installment of the Beatitudes in the Psalms, and that's right here in verses 1 and 2 of Psalm 32. Blessed is the one whose transgression is forgiven. So now David sets up for us what's going to be taught. How do we get to this place where transgression is forgiven, where sin is covered, where the Lord does not impute iniquity, and where there is no deceit? How do we get to that spot? That's what we're going to find out in the psalm. Now, we haven't been told yet. All we've been told is that there's a blessing for the one who has that. So we're going to proceed through the psalm, and you'll notice that right here in verses 1 and 2, David is speaking to us, so he's setting this up for us. He's teasing us. He's priming the pump for what's going to be taught. And so now we're ready as we move ahead to find out about this blessing of forgiveness. So join me again tomorrow. We're going to move ahead into verses 3 and 4 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.